Starter or expert account? That is the question. In this video, I'm going to break down what some of the possible decision-making criteria might be for you. If you're new to the prop trading industry or just MyFundedFutures in general, this should be useful to you in making a final choice. MyFundedFutures is, in my opinion, a more premium prop trading firm. I am a little bit biased. Obviously, I'm here doing this, but I do really like everything from the account options all the way to the back-end dashboard experience. Trading with a prop firm should be worth the money that you spend, and I am super excited really with every single video that I make to be offering them to you guys here in the YouTube trading space. If this is your first time watching a video here, make sure to check out the MyFundedFutures Discord. I have a trading community as well. It's called Trade Edge, where we day trade live every day, 9:30 a.m. to 11 a.m. We have a nice partnership with MyFundedFutures. We are not a call out server, but we are happy to help you learn the ropes of trading. Let's take a look at starter and expert at a high level, then talk about why you might choose one over the other. So we're back here at MyFundedFutures.com, and we have the 50K starter versus expert account. Now, I'm first going to start with expert. I'm going to tell you some of the reasons why I choose the expert accounts. Okay. One, I've been trading for a long time, right? I actually started my career working at a brokerage firm, trading options, things like that. I've had the opportunity to have multiple six-figure trades as well. And I utilize prop firms as just really a tool in my tool belt. So I like accounts with as few restrictions as possible. Now, the trade-off there is that it's up to me, right, to use proper risk management. Okay. When you have a lot of contracts, it's very easy to just YOLO the account and blow it up. We've all done it, right? I've done it a few times myself. That is just the truth, guys. It's very easy to not take this seriously if you don't use proper risk management, right? So if we look at the expert account, what's really cool about them, 50K expert, it's $165 a month. Profit target, 4,000. Max position is 5 contracts. There's no daily loss limit, right? So if you think about what a daily loss limit does is inside of a day, you start trading. Let's imagine that your first 2 trades go against you. They don't go very well, right? You could blow that account up in one day. With an expert account, again, the risk management is really up to you. So you could spend $165, blow the account up inside of an hour. If I look over at the starter account, right, the profit target and max positions, let's just ignore that for now. Let's just really look at the daily loss limit. To be honest, guys, with either 3 or 5 contracts, you very easily could hit this daily loss limit, right? So unless you're going to trade smaller, it's very, very easy to hit a $1,200 loss limit. But the $1,200 daily loss limit, in this case, would protect you from losing the account. So again, I talked about what are some of these psychological safeguards. If you're somebody who tilts, right, or somebody who is prone to just spamming through accounts and cycling, this is a good way to mechanically prevent you from doing that. So that's decision criteria number 1 is, are you somebody who has blown up an account in one day before? This might be something that you want to do. Now, everybody uses prop firms for different things. I want to acknowledge that, especially in my position. I use them for different things. I've talked to hundreds of traders at this point. Everybody approaches them for different reasons. So only you can honestly answer that question about where you are in your trading journey. So I know they're labeled starter and expert, but you should think about these accounts, again, as a tool, and the different parameters are a way to manage your risk, not to manage my risk, not to manage the risk of somebody else that you met on YouTube or on Discord. It's a way to manage your risk. So ask yourself, are you constantly blowing up accounts? Is that something that you sustain? If not, I highly recommend to use the starter. Okay, use the starter account. You have less contracts, but that's fine, right? It's totally, totally fine. The drawdown mode is the same between both, okay? End of day drawdown, outside of the daily loss limit, okay? The trailing max drawdown is a little bit higher on the starter, right? It's a little bit lower on the expert. So there's trade-offs there, right? The reset fee, key again. So the starter account, obviously cheaper. So from a budget component, let's talk about budget. Again, this is a personal decision. A lower cost doesn't necessarily mean better. Higher cost doesn't necessarily mean better. Different, right? I always believe first and foremost that you pay for what you get in life, okay? So I do believe that MyFundedFutures is a premium firm. Their back end is bar none. Everything works smoothly. Things load quickly, which is a very low bar when I say it out loud, but you would be surprised. There are prop firms, it seems like, popping up every single day like candy with websites that were made in Wix, which is a little alarming. Is that a company that you want to expect to get paid from if you have a really good month, right? Very simple stuff. You only get one first impression, guys. So yeah, I digress on that point. But again, in terms of the fee and the reset fee, okay, $50 reset fee. So there's an automatic discount built in. So if you do fail the evaluation, right, you can reset this account at a $30 discount, right? So 30 divided by 80 is, 45%, something like that, a little discount. I just did that in my head, guys. You can figure out the discount yourself. Actually, let's just do it. So 30 divided by 80 is 37.5%. Okay, 37.5% discount off of that account. Expert account reset fee is $165. So there's less rules, but you just pay the same price for the account if you fail. Again, a trade-off. So from a budget perspective, you have to know your budget. If I go into the expert and blow it up, then I reset it. You're not really resetting it. At that point, you're just getting another account. Starter, at a minimum, it's going to take you 2 days to fail because there's a daily loss limit. And you do have a discount built in. You can try again, right? So it should start to become more clear at this point which one might be better for you based off of your, prior risk, your ability to manage risk inside of a day, as well as your budget. Okay, budget is a big concern. And honestly, it's one of the reasons that you use prop firms in the first place, right? You want to get the ability to use other people's money. So $80 might just be an automatic choice for you in that regard, right? Let's talk about scaling. So there is a scaling rule and no scaling rule with the expert. So I open this up in a tab and we want to take a look at the scaling rule. So this is the scaling plan here in the middle of the screen. You can see that you essentially get more contracts as you get more money in the account. In the expert account, this does not exist. So expert account, once you're funded, you can use all the contracts. Day one, if you pass, you can max lever and make money. Very likely you'll just blow up the account. The point is the expert account has less rules. That's why it costs more money, right? There are trade-offs, guys. There's always trade-offs with every single account type, as well as the firms that you make, right? There's always a trade-off, right? So you want to, again, find a firm that is reliable, stable, and has good options for you. Then pick a plan here at MyFundedFutures that fits where you are on your journey. But ultimately, as you scale, you get access to, all of the leverage of the account. Okay, let's go back to the other tab. In terms of support and things like that, everything else is the same. Payouts. Let's talk about payouts. So for the expert account, every 14 days, you get paid out. The first $10,000 profit is yours, and then there's a 9-10 profit split. If we look at the starter account, so looking at the payouts again, max payouts after 5 winning days, $1,200, and then that scales up as well. So really, the starter account is designed with protections in place. You're capped a little bit on the other side, but it's cheaper. So there's more hurdles. This is the way I think about it. There's more hurdles. It's safer, right? And you have planned, like the longevity is built in. Okay, it's going to take you some time to hit max leverage. It's going to take you some time to hit max payout, and that's fine. And then eventually they move you to a live account. The expert account, you're basically like, hey, I don't care about any of that. Just let me do my thing. They're like, cool, $165, for the 50K, and it goes up from there. Obviously, if we look at, the 150K prices go up, all the underlying fundamental components are the same, but you can see that, there's a lot of leverage available to you with the expert. So even though you have $4,500 of drawdown, you could lose that in about 30 seconds with the wrong trade. So that's really it for this video, guys. I've seen a lot of people ask this question in the Discord. I've also had people in my comment section ask, starter versus expert, as well as in my Discord. So all over the place. And here's what it really boils down to me. First, budget. I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to act like this isn't the most important component. So budget is super important. I think that, honestly, guys, just being candid, again, I run a trading community. I see a lot of people burning through accounts. Okay. You need to protect your capital, right? Protect your capital at all costs. So start with one account, understand your budget. We're all in different places. So you have to make a choice that makes sense for you. And I think that's really, really important, guys. I don't want to see anybody doing anything that is, detrimental to their finances. Trading is really hard, okay? And in general, yes, people blow up and you will fail as you learn. That should be to expected, but it doesn't mean that you should be burning through cash quickly. So maybe do the starter account if you're on a lower budget. 2, leverage. Leverage is important. What's a normal amount of leverage that you're able to trade without freaking out, okay? If $300 loss is scary to you, there's no reason to get a ton of contracts. Okay, so let's get the account with smaller leverage, it's cheaper, go with that. 3, experience. Okay, if you're more experienced, go with the expert. Okay, if this isn't your first time trading futures, if you have your own personal futures account you've been trading, like I do, right? I have a futures account that's well funded that I trade. If you have some other situation where, you know, some grander strategy for firms that fits in, okay, just go with the expert account. It's more flexible. You can do what you want, right? And ultimately, you know, that flexibility affords you the ability to get paid faster. And, you know, who doesn't want to get paid faster? Ultimately, guys, and I say this to everybody, okay, the best account is the one that you get paid from. So you can min-max and do all of that and whatever. If you're a profitable trader over time, the fees become irrelevant, right? Both of the accounts are great long-term choices. And, you know, whichever one works for you is the best account. I hope you liked this video. Please go and hit the subscribe button if you liked this video. I hope to see you around on our channel. We drop these on a weekly basis. Check out the MyFundedFutures Discord. And if you're looking for a trading home, check out Trade Edge. The link is down in the description of this video. If you need an account, there's a link down there as well. Just check out all the links, the Twitter links. There's links all over the place, guys. And this is the internet. The internet kind of runs on links. Anyways, peace.